Within this lesson, we're going to be using Google AdWords. So this is the default tool that's available when you set up an AdWords account, and I'm just going to be going through how to use it. So this is really one of the most powerful tools that you have for doing keyword research. It's free to use. You do have to set up a Google account now in order to get access to it, but it does give you a whole lot of really great information. And best of all, it's free. So over here, I'm just starting search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. So you can see here as well, we can enter in a website. So if we had our competitor website, we want to do some analysis of that, or if we had a product or category, we can be more specific here with what we're searching for. And these results are going to be actually tailored to whatever product. So if it is a product that you're selling, this is another great way. Instead of entering keywords up here, you can enter it down there, or you could just do a landing page, your landing page, and you can see which keywords are being used on that page and then get some additional information. So here we've got targeting, so much like what we had looked at before where we can target specific areas. Here if we want to target the US, we can also specify language. We can target Google as well, so there's a few options. We can target search partners, negative words. So this is another thing to keep in mind when you're thinking about keywords, because a lot of times negative keywords can also be a great way to pull in that content to your website. So not as much for WordPress, but there are other terms that would be more relevant. And we can also show some information there, average monthly searches. And this, again, this is going to be a really good tool. This is going to be some really good data in order to really understand what people are searching for. And if the particular keyword that you're looking at actually is going to be trending, it's moving along, much like what we looked at within the trends earlier. We can also get search volume and trends over here, and then this is going to be similar to what we were returning before. So here we've got our keyword filters, so we can do, again, filter them average monthly searches, we could do suggested bids, and so on. Here we've got competition high, medium, and low, and this is also another really great tool to understand what the competition is like for that particular keyword. And if you've got something obviously with a lower competition, you've got a lot of monthly searches, then you've got a real winner there. If you've got high competition, high searches, it's not going to mean as much as low competition and high searches. So the idea is to really optimize and get the most people searching for it with the least amount of competition. So over here are keyword options here. So we can show adult ideas, show keywords in my plan. So these are more related to the plan. Show keyword closely related to my search term. So we can really be more specific to that. Keywords to include as well, we can be more specific. So once we hit that get ideas, this is going to take us through that process. It's going to do a whole loading, and now we can see some really great data here. And this will help us determine what keywords to go with. And this is why Google AdWords is really one of the preferred tools, because there's just so much really good information here. And so if I was looking for WordPress, I can see that WordPress overall, I can see which months people are searching more for it. So this gives me some effective data and information, and I could look at this overall within just the past year, and we're coming into January, so I could typically expect to see a bump in March in my traffic if I'm targeting that keyword. And of course, we want to be more isolated and really begin to break down what these keywords are. So right here they do have group ideas. So this is a grouping of keywords. It gives you monthly searches for those keywords, and as we can see, the searches are going down. So we want to ideally pick something like WordPress hosting, where we've got a consistent number of searches, or even something that's actually going up. So this grouping idea gives us a really much better idea of what direction we can go. We can also see the average monthly searches. So again, going back to that idea that we want to ultimately have something that has a lot of searches, but we have something with little competition. So this is something that we can look at, and we can see competition for bidding. And even though that this doesn't necessarily mean that we're actually buying these keywords and we're going to be bidding on them, it gives us a good idea of where other people are focusing their search engine optimization on, and there's a really good chance if somebody is buying up those keywords that they've determined that those are popular keywords for their website, and that gives you an idea that those are keywords that others are trying to pursue as well. So if you have something like low competition, it doesn't always necessarily mean that this is somewhere where people aren't focused. And it might be something, it might be a complete category where, best theme, and there could be other factors involved as well as to why people aren't bidding up the price, why the competition is low. So there could be other reasons for this as well. So you have to always look at this and think logically with what you're seeing within the data. And even if you can say to yourself, well, best themes, maybe people aren't making a lot of money selling WordPress themes, and this is the reason why there's not a lot of competition for it. But if you can determine that you've got a lot of monthly searches, and if you know how you're making money from this particular keyword, even though it might not be the best keyword for it. So best theme could be, again, it goes back to that relevance, that this doesn't necessarily indicate that this is WordPress focused. So this might be one of the reasons why the competition is lower, even though the search engine search terms are higher, because best theme could be anything. It doesn't necessarily relate to WordPress. And if you are WordPress focused, you need to stick with those keywords such as WordPress themes and so on. So another tab here gives you a better idea of just other keywords. And usually when you are doing your keyword research, it's a good idea to start writing these out, grouping them, download them, and work with them. So right now we're getting 801 keywords being returned back, and that's really way too many keywords to work with. You want to ideally work with 40 to 50 at the most keywords, focus in on a few core keywords, and create your optimization plan. I usually use something like Excel. I'll write out all of the keywords. When I do my keyword research, I'll take note of all of these different keywords that I want to target, keyword phrases, and so on. And something WordPress website templates, something like that. I would make note of all of these results, and I would keep them all within an Excel sheet, and then on a regular basis I would go through all the keywords, cross them off, make sure that I'm adding them to my website accordingly, creating additional content focused around those keywords, and growing my website, creating good content, and meeting all of these keywords. So a lot to do with keyword research, and this is again within that planning stage. But after you've done your initial planning, you've done your keyword research, you're always going to be going back to tools like this on a regular basis to really update, fine-tune your process. And as you do more keyword research, you're going to get a whole bunch of different keywords, even from competition, from different keyword tools, and as well you can see quite a bit once your website starts being built out that which keywords and which direction you should be taking your keyword research. So very important, make sure you're doing that keyword research, make sure that you are writing down, tracking the keywords that you're using, and building out content relevant to the keywords that you've researched. This will also help take direction for your website. So if you do your keyword research and if you're looking to develop content on your website, you're not sure which direction to go to, you've got a good keyword list, you can build out towards that keyword list. And all of this is going to play into the relevance, for that particular term going back to your website.